Hello everyone and welcome to Motorhomes with American Tom. I'm Tom and this is a pre-owned 2022 Entegra Cornerstone 45D. It's a fresh trade that showed up here today. We haven't touched it, we haven't cleaned it. This is exactly how the previous owners dropped it off to us and I'm really excited about it. Not just because this is an Entegra Cornerstone, the tip top of what Entegra makes, but because it is in such perfect condition. It's got great options, great decor on the inside, great paint job. I'm really excited about it. Let's get it on. Alright, so this is the 2022 pre-owned Entegra Cornerstone 45D. We have some amazing features. We're going to start out by looking at everything outside, then taking a look inside, and then telling you what we like and dislike about the motorhome. Now, before we get too far into it, I want to talk about something that makes Entegra Cornerstones very special, and that is the chassis. Between the Spartan K3 Mountain Master chassis that you have here, which uses incredible components, and what Entegra adds to that chassis, it's one of the best riding motorhomes that's on the market at all, and that includes everything. Now about the Spartan K3, this has the X15 605 horsepower Cummins engine with 1950 for torque. It has the Allison 4000 series transmission, and then it uses some suspension and axles that are top of the end as well. You have Rayco granting front axle that turns at 60 degrees. It's a 20,000 pound independent front suspension. You have a 20,000 pound Dana drive axle and then a 14,000 pound steerable tag axle there in the back. It's a passive steer tag axle. So great components there. You also use all Bilstein shocks on every bit of that chassis, all three axles. And then you also have ABS disc brakes all the way around. Now something that makes the Spartan chassis pretty unique is the fact, let's move up just a little bit, that you have a little bit of a thicker suspension. You know, you look at Freightliners and they have 1/2 inch thick steel. This is 3/4 inch thick C-channel rails that go through, and on top of that, so that adds some extra strength to the chassis. On top of that, you have what's called Entegra's X bracing system. So it's these X-shaped braces that go between those C-channel rails all the way up to add some extra rigidity to that chassis. So on top of the thicker steel and you have the X bracing on top of that, you have a very sturdy chassis with excellent suspension underneath it and great components you have there. We're going to talk a little bit more about the electronic components and safety features once we get inside. But I want to start right here at the front. One thing I want to point out as we look here at the back is you have this beautiful Sickens paint job. This is what they called in 2022 the Patriot Blue exterior graphic, but it's got very modern pieces to it. You can see that it has a nice fade in there as well, just truly beautiful. And with those recessed slides that you have right there, it's just very clean look all the way around. And also the chrome package, 10 inches of chrome all the way around. You have chrome fixtures, you have chrome mirrors. It all ties together really well. Also from here, you can see that you have all Girard awning components. And that's 2 Girards that go all the way down the top of the RV for your awnings. You have a door awning that's Girard, and then you also have window awnings on, surprisingly enough, the passenger side and the driver's side of the vehicle. Usually you just see them over there because you have the awning up top. But it's a very clean, smooth look, all power and all best components with that Girard. One thing I want to point out right here is that with this grab handle, you have the exterior lock here. Now this controls your door and also your exterior locks here. Now, what's missing here? There's no handle. So something they do to add to the smooth edge that you have here are these lock doors. I'm gonna have to unlock that actually. Let's see if I got it. There we go. So taking off the big ugly handle that you have there makes this have a really smooth look. I'm a big fan of that. One thing I did miss talking about as far as the chassis goes is you have 365 tires here. A lot of coaches, even in this category, will be on 325s. That extra rubber and extra cushion just makes your ride even more smooth, so I'm a big fan of that. So in this first bay, you have your fridge freezer combo on its own pull-out tray. Nice space in right there, and it comes out pretty far too, so you can get it past the awning. This is going to be your outside entertainment, but it has the J-Control speaker system right there, some outdoor speakers, big TV. All the TVs in this unit are Samsung QLED smart TVs, so that's a pretty nice upgrade. These next few bays are motorized pass-through trays that open up to both sides of the vehicle. So really good space that you have right here. This next bay gives you a little bit of extra storage, and then you have an inverter disconnect here. Your inverter's mounted in between the C-channel rails above this second slide-out tray, and it's a 3,000 watt Magnum pure sine wave inverter. So it's a really nice hybrid system that works well for everything you have in your RV. Here, this is where you have your tanks, but they still have this door here. So this has a 100-gallon freshwater tank, a 61-gallon gray tank, and then a 64-gallon gray tank, and then a 41-gallon black tank. Here's your drive axle. That's a 20,000-pound Rayco Granning, and then your 20,000-pound Dana, and then your 14,000-pound Rayco Granning passive steer tag axle. That's your DEF tank. This has a 15-gallon DEF system that's fillable on both sides. And then in your last bay here, you have your chassis batteries and then some engine maintenance components. There's also a little piece right here that will open up your rear engine door. Let's see right here. Just another added convenience, why not? So this vehicle tows 20,000 pounds. With the X15 engine you have a built-in air assisted braking hookup right there. So if you use an Air Force One or an air braking system, it hooks right up. And then you have a 7-way plug for anything else you might tow. Now this is a side radiator. Something I want to point out while we're right here, if you see these little sensor pieces, this is part of your blind spot monitoring system. It has little sensors in there that can tell where vehicles are alongside the vehicle, and then it's displayed in your valid 15-inch panel in the dash, but they're all the way down the side of the motorhome, so you can always tell if somebody's near you. I think that's a nice feature that they added for the Cornerstone. Okay, this is part of your macerator pump system, but they have a nice little hideaway for it. You have a power water reel right here, city water hookup, black tank flush, the control for the reel as well, little space for paper towels. You have your valve controls for your gray and black tank, and then the sea level tank monitoring system, whole house water filter, outside shower, all very easy to get to, and it sits up pretty high here too, so it's just very conveniently organized. Right here, you have the power electric reel for your 50 amp cord. And then you have your AquaHot 450D, which acts as a tankless hot water provider, and then also a hydronic heating system for the RV. Being the 450, it also has a built-in engine block heater. That also works the other way too. You can use your engine's heat to heat the coach as well, so that's pretty convenient. You have your central vac right there. This is the other side of your pass-through. Up right there. Then one more storage bay right here. Now behind this portion of the bay, you actually have your fuel tank. This has 150 gallons of diesel fuel right there. In your last bay, here's your fuel fill for that 150-gallon tank. Last little piece right here, of course, you have your generator on the other side of this under the dash. This has a 12,500 watt Cummins X15 diesel generator. All right, we've seen the outside. Let's take a look inside the RV. All right, so even with the slide closed up here, you got some space. It's a little tight right here in the middle, but you can kind of squeeze through. Plenty of access for your kitchen. This actually has a dinette in place of a table and chairs, so it's pretty comfortable to travel with. Plenty of access to get to your fridge. Get that flipped up. And then you can get in the bathroom here too. I also like how they set this up so it goes over your slide. You can get all the way in there. All right, let's get this thing opened up. All right, now that we've got this thing opened up, you can see this floor plan really has a lot of living space to it. You have 4 slides here in the 45D layout. This is probably my favorite layout of the Entegra Cornerstone, and the reason why is because you get a little bit of everything, and your master suite in the back is just fantastic. You got the dual vanities, the huge closet, big shower. You got it all there. But before we go any further, I want to say thanks for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to it, or make a comment down below. Let us know what you'd like to see next, or if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in right there. The next thing I have for you is I want to introduce Our good friend Alicia, say thank you for helping.
Thanks, guys.
So Alicia, what do you do for a living?
I sell RVs. Make people's dreams come true, travel dreams.
Yes, Alicia works here with us at the General RV store in Dover. Been here for a long time. Has a lot of great information about these RVs, and I'm sure she would love to help you out if you want to get one of these RVs and become a traveler yourself. Her number's right down here on the bottom of the screen. Okay, so moving into the RV, I always like to start in the cab area of the vehicle to talk about some of the features you have there. And I'll tell you, on the Entegra Cornerstone, that is a lot. So I want to get this thing opened up.
It's making like a weird negative because it's so bright right here and it's so dark. It's like your face is super dark.
Maybe I can close this.
I would say maybe close.
Okay, so this Entegra Cornerstone is built on that K3 Mountain Master chassis. We talked a lot about the great features that make that vehicle fantastic as far as the ride experience goes and components. Now let's talk about the tech. So, of course, with the Cornerstone, you're going to have every feature that you can possibly imagine. We're going to start and go right to left. So here you have two Excite panels, both for seeing your navigation, which this is the iGo Primo navigation system built for RVs. You can have your height in there, and it will tell you exactly the right way to take your RV on this trip. On the 9-inch panel you see below, you can see that this vehicle has your 360 cameras. That is just so cool. It's a very common feature in cars this day and age, but you get it right here on this RV, so it makes it really easy to maneuver a vehicle that's 44 feet 11 inches long. All very good information right there. Now this panel you have right here, your main control panel, will tell you all the information you need to see in the vehicle. Everything from your blind spot monitoring, that's those little displays we saw outside. You can also put your navigation and cameras in here as well. You can see your tire pressure monitoring and tire pressure temperature sensors that are built into this Spartan chassis, and it's just all very easy to see. Sitting right here, I can see everything that's in there, so it's a very comfortable experience. Another few features for drivability that make this nice, you have adjustable pedals that are mounted up off the ground, so that's a little different than you see in most of them. You can also tilt and telescope this column for comfort, and that's all power as well. You can control your phone, your windshield wipers, your adaptive cruise control and collision mitigation systems are all adjustable through here as well. So very comfortable in how to use there. This also has a feature called Easy Steer. So watch this. It's very easy to move this thing around, and then when you're done, it will zero itself right back out. It's a really cool feature if you're making turns. It's also adjustable in nature. So right now they have it set really simple in how it moves, but you can adjust the steering effort as you see fit. That's a very popular feature that we saw a lot of times in Newmars called Comfort Steer. Now you see it as Select Drive and American Coaches and Easy Steer here in the Entegra product. All very good stuff. Up here you can also control your leveling system. This has both hydraulic and a valid air leveling system, so that's a very comfortable feature to use whenever you'd like to there. Of course, heated power mirrors. Now let's talk about these seats. This is all Villa furniture, but this seat is just very big and comfortable. It has the perforated holes in there, so this is a heated and air-conditioned seat. You also have a massager built in. So these are luxury features you're only going to see in the Entegra Cornerstone, so we love to see it right there. As we move back, let's get back into this chassis, or in this vehicle. I want to point out a few things decor related. So this is your Stonewall Gray high gloss cabinetry, all solid wood, very sturdy. Everything really holds in place nice, and you can feel the quality and how that's put together. This is all real leather. So this Villa furniture, you see a lot of the ultra leathers, leatherettes, even in the high-end vehicles. This is all genuine leather, and it's the only vehicle in this category that has that feature. Let's talk about some of the other appliance features. Of course, you have 3 ACs on the roof, all with heat pumps and condensation drains, so you don't have the water that just drips out onto your patio there. Here in the floor plane, you have kind of a compartmentalized setup. You have the theater seating and the couch with the pull-out bed across from it up here, so it's kind of a front living setup. Those chairs, of course, will turn around as well. The TV is going to be directly across. Now that's another Samsung QLED smart TV, just like you have everywhere else. They really make good use of the space you have here too. Even these little places that would otherwise be unused, you have some pretty good storage. Then here, behind your theater seating, got really good storage built in there. And this has that ozite material in it as well, so it's very quiet. You know, while we're talking about that, the Entegra product is one of the, well, it is basically the quietest vehicle that's on the road. They put a lot into their drive experience that make it very automotive and much quieter than other RVs. So part of it are things like this with the ozone material, same thing you have underneath the compartments in the base, but also it's in the way that the vehicle is insulated. Most RVs, even in this category, are using bead foam insulation, vacuum bonded into your walls. This is using batten insulation, which is just far more successful at mitigating the noise that you hear outside. The thickness in your roof with the batten insulation, the same thing in your walls and in your subfloor. I mean, this is a 5-inch thick subfloor, which has a 2x4 wooden piece. That wood also mitigates sound much better than an aluminum frame would. Batten insulation built in there as well, and then a 3-inch or 3/4 inch plywood piece. All makes it very quiet when you ride. So a lot of vehicles, especially with a big engine like this, don't have the same insulation and noise mitigation package that Entegra builds to it. So they are the quietest riding, comfortablest RVs to drive that are out there. Just really wanted to hit on that point. As we move back here, this has the optional dinette in place of a table and chairs, which is far more common in vehicles like this. I think that this is more comfortable to travel with. So if you have guests that are going to be riding in the vehicle while you're driving down the road, this is going to be more comfortable to hang out in. Plus you don't have those chairs kind of flopping around. So that definitely adds to your ride experience there, especially with guests. I also want to point out how nice these handles are. They're all gold, which adds to the decor there, but it's very sturdy, very big handles, and it just feels quality. It feels very dense, very tough. So moving into your kitchen here, you've got this really nice pull-out with some big storage drawers that pull out. Really nice length to those. Do you think we have enough remotes? Nice extra counter space here. Good depth in the counter space. You have that window overlooking your patio outside, which is pretty nice. Right here, you have your dishwasher. That's a Fisher Paykel, so that's a great quality dishwasher. Some extra storage right there. That's a very big drawer. I think they really do a good job of maximizing your space here. This is a little cover for your induction cooktop, and that's a Furion 2-burner induction right there. I really want to point out how much space you have, even behind your cooktop. Great place to put a coffee maker or something like that. Big single-piece stone basin sink, which is pretty nice. I mean, then you even have the matching gold fixtures right here, so that's pretty smooth as well. Good storage in here. Check this out. Little pull-out piece there. And you have some extra right here too. That's kind of like a nice spice rack. Little space for a trash can, and then also where you can put these pieces in there too. So they really did a good job there. While we're on that, I want to show you what we have right here in this big pull-out pantry. So really wide, really deep pantry, all really nice trays, and then a full-size French door refrigerator with the ice and water on the door. This is all very good stuff, so very livable. Great floor plan, I think, for someone who's going to stay in it for a long time and have those residential style features. Now, while we're right here, I want to show you this Vega Touch control center multiplex wiring system. This is really intuitive and easy to use. Only 217 hours on the generator. That's really nice. But you can see where the source of your power is, the temperature in all parts of the RV, where your tanks are at, the controls for your shades, day shades, night shades, and all of that. The diesel or electric use for your aqua-hot system, all of your lights. I actually like how they have the RV in there, and that matches the floor plan and everything. How cool is that? Then there's your shades right there, programmed specifically for this RV. So that's your exterior lights, and you can also switch over to your slides and awning system. Controls right there. This is for your Excite panels up front that you can hook into the sound controls for the vehicle. This is all of your vents. And then of course you have your system in here where you can hook this up to your cell phone. Just a really cool feature that you can customize in a nice way. So even this door is nice. Very sturdy, very heavy door. Feels like it would be in a house. Here's your half bath right here. Nice big under-mounted sink, matching fixtures that you have outside, and some pretty good storage in there. It's kind of hard to see. Even for a half bath, you got a lot of space here. So I have to say this is pretty comfortable for your guests. Moving to the back, the master suite is what I think makes this floor plan my favorite that Entegra makes. Here on the passenger side, king size residential bed. You've got hookups on both sides, a really nice matching kind of headboard, but very good use of that space. This storage above the bed too. I mean, that all connects into one gigantic piece and it goes all the way to the back. You've got an extra control panel up above your bed there to control your ceiling fan that's built into the roof up here. And then you have, of course, power and USB hookups on both sides. This has storage underneath the bed as well. Just on both of your sides, you can see your slide controls right there, but every little bit of storage counts. And then across from your bed, his and hers closets, and then a lot of really nice drawers in here. But this isn't the main part of your storage. You know, this part, of course, is nice, but as you move here into the back, you have a full closet there in the back. So let's start there, and then we'll look at the rest. Look at the space you have in here. All the way to the end, all the way across. Great place to keep shoes, to keep things over on this side. This is going to be your stackable washer dryer. Whirlpool residential appliances right there, and then some extra storage right here. So really a great floor plan for those folks who might stay long-term, full-time even in this vehicle. Okay, so now to your bathroom itself. You've got a huge shower. I like the decor that they built in here with the little difference to the floor you have there, all matching fixtures for your bathroom right there. Another great spot with plenty of space right here with the Tecma macerator toilet, and then across from that, the dual vanities. Always a great feature. The recessed under-mounted sinks are really nice, and these are those stone material sinks. Lots and lots of storage. And then up top here, really nice vanity control right there too. From that side. It's a pretty good space. Altogether, this floor plan really has it all. I'm gonna steal this from you. I think that what you see in the Entegra Cornerstone is going to be the top of the line features for everything. And now it's time for the fun part. Yeah. So have a seat, Alicia. Let's talk a little bit about the things that we like and dislike about the motorhome. So let's start with likes, the easy part.
The colors.
The colors. So you mean like the decor?
Well, just the light and the dark contrast. I like that. Instead of being all one color or all another color, you get a nice balance.
Okay. So we got the colors.
I'm lazy, so I like the dishwasher.
Dishwasher. Okay.
Okay. And then the control panel. It's really in depth.
So you really, decor being the number one thing, but you kind of lean on the functionality of different things. The dishwasher being a nice convenience for the house, and then the convenience of the multiplex wiring.
Yeah. Oh, and the shower. And the closet.
Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff there. Shower's great, good closet. I always see this floor plan, and this kind of ties into some of the likes that I want to bring into that. The floor plan itself is a great like on my part. I think you have a little bit of everything. You've got the huge closet, great storage in the bedroom, king-size bed. Everything is very spacious, even as it compares to some other top-end coaches that have hydraulic slide systems. They don't seem to go out as far with the slide, so this feels just more spacious. You have the wonderful furniture and living area up here. I mean, we got like 8 feet between us here. A great kitchen, and great. I mean, really, you have everything here. So it's a floor plan I think that just balances out really well. The next thing I'd like to say as a like is going to be the ride and drive. The technology is fantastic, and you have all the best components between the suspension system with the Bilstein shocks, the Dana, the Graco granting system, Spartan's rigidity in that chassis with the X bracing that Entegra does, and the thicker steel that they use, paired with the subfloor that's made out of wood instead of the aluminum and better insulated. so that it is just quiet. The forward-mounted seating up front, the ride experience of these Entegras is just spectacular. So that's definitely got to be my second big like for this vehicle. And then I have to go with the exterior. The paint job, it's smooth.
I got you today.
It's a beautiful paint job. The rear cap on these Entegras is awesome. And then even the front cap too, they just look so cool. I've always been a big fan. You see one going down the road, it's like, that's a Cornerstone. It's definitely got that appeal that really fits well for what I like. So now the hard part. I'm going to tag you in for this one first, Alicia. So now you got to say things you dislike. Now you got to try your best here.
Dislike. I will say the one thing, because I'm clumsy, is that they all have them though. The step. I hate the step.
The step. Oh, you mean the step going into
I don't
the...
fall.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Point that out right there. So the step going into the closet, I mean, that's a solid like 6-7 inches. Okay, the step. Now I will tell you that's common in these big units.
Yeah, all of them.
It's all of them, yeah. But
I should be less clumsy.
I mean, I get what you mean. That step is, especially with the X15s you have, it's there. That's a dislike. What else you got?
It's hard. This is hard. I like this coach. I mean, there's like a decent amount of outlets, I guess. I would maybe put more outlets just because everyone's so like technology driven and power.
Now it's not brand new. This is a used unit. It's a year old. I'm just kidding. There are some units that have.
There's USBs here. There's 2 outlets there. But like maybe just one more.
And something else worth mentioning. A lot of coaches in this category have they have separate panels for things like your Vega Touch. I mean, there's some on American coaches that would be right next to you there, or in the bedroom. Even some that are up there in the driver area. Your what they call a co-pilot monitor. That is. A common theme in other vehicles in this category, even Allegro buses, Dutch Stars, the American Coach product has that. So that's a good point there, and you got to give me one more.
This has a central back. Does this have dimmers? Can you
It does.
The lights.
Have dimmers.
The lights look bright in here. The only thing, this is a used one, and I know, it'd just be this carpet.
The carpet.
That's it.
Okay, so you're doing a great job of picking out the things I want to hit on. I had my dislikes ready to go. So the first one I want to talk about is your carpet that you have in the slides. Now this vehicle, even in the category it's in, being the top of the line, a lot of times you're going to see, you know, an Essex, King Air, American Eagles, Dream 605s and the 45s. They're going to have hydraulic slides that have a flush floor system, whereas this is an electric slide. That means you still have to have carpet in those scenarios. Now, I've asked the guys at Entegra, why are we still doing this? You know, when coaches in this same category are going to have a hydraulic slide system that both operates faster, more reliable, and the answer I was given is that if it's not broken, don't fix it. That their slide system is tried and true. It works great. It's been working great for years. And they don't want to make adjustments to that good working system that is both going to cost a lot of money in the design and engineering of making those changes across the board. And that's their reason for not doing so. But what it does, and if you want to point this camera right here, I mean, your whole slide has carpet, whereas a lot of coaches in this category do not. So that's definitely going to be my first dislike. The next dislike, if you saw us opening the doors up there, and you can always rewind and look at that, the button idea is really cool, but you push the button, and then a lot of times I'm reaching in there to kind of grab it. I wish there was some sort of handle or an easier way to open those exterior doors. It looks great, but in use, the function part of that, fashion, sure, it's good for fashion function, maybe not so much. So I wasn't a big fan of how that works. And then also the carpeted basement. You know, if you look at some other brands that have the Citadel fiberglass, no wood underneath the baseline of the coach, I think that's going to be far easier to clean. And I have seen some of these units years old where folks haven't taken as nice or as good a care of the vehicles as you have in this one. I mean, this one's perfect. That carpet's great outside, but sometimes you keep dirtier items outside. You might get some oil or some dirt or whatever it is in that carpet underneath, and it's just going to get dirtier than the fiberglass wood. So that's definitely my third dislike. So altogether, I think it's an amazing vehicle. Now this is a pre-owned 2022, 13,000 miles on it. We actually had the pleasure of meeting the previous owners. Really nice people. This is a Florida coach. Let's talk about pricing. So this vehicle, which was brand new MSRP up in the $900,000 range, is pre-owned. We have it listed at $599, but I've been given permission to discount that to $549.9 as our advertised sale price. Of course, if there's something we got to do to make it work, give me a call. We can work out the details of that, whether it's a trade or something different. I want to also point out that this, coming from Entegra, has a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty that is transferable on the Cornerstone product. So being a year old, it's still going to have some transferable warranty with it. I think that's an important thing to mention. Again, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, or mention in the comments any questions you have or vehicles you'd like to see, whether that's something used I can find a similar unit to, or something new that we want to learn more about. We're always happy to help. You can reach out to me or Alicia personally, and we're always happy to help you out there too. Again, thanks for watching.